Hi, in this lesson we're going to be talking about may, might and could, the modals of possibility. Stick around, you just might learn something. Hi, I'm Charlie. Welcome to Organic English. I'm here to help you become more fluent in English. Now today we're looking at three words: may, might and could. We'll look at how to use these three words to talk about present and future possibilities. I'll also tell you something really important to watch out for. And I'll give you a handy tip to make your spoken English sound really natural at the end. So, what are modal verbs? Modal verbs are essentially auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. To put it simply, they're verbs that modify the meaning of the main verb. For me, modal verbs are very cool because they add nuance and they add, should we say, humanity into a statement. Here's an example. Take a simple statement. She's the murderer. We add the modal might. She might be the murderer. Suddenly, we're not sure whether she's the murderer or not. We've taken a simple, direct statement and added some uncertainty, some confusion, some humanity. Now, there are many modal verbs in English. The most common are modals of possibility, ability, necessity or obligation, and advice. Now, all these different modal verbs can be confusing. All these different functions and meanings. Some modals can even be used for more than one purpose. So it's no wonder they can cause problems. Today let's focus on the modals that help us talk about present and future possibilities. May, might and could. We use may, might and could to say that something is possible but not certain. Now, many native speakers disagree on which one is more or less certain, which one is more sure out of may, might or could. Now we could debate that for hours, but I think it's okay to use them interchangeably. Here are some examples where we talk about the future. They may come by car. Maybe they'll come by car. We're not sure. I might order a pizza for dinner tonight. We could go to the beach on Sunday if the weather's good. Possibility, but we're not sure. Now, notice where we put the modal verb. It comes after the subject and before the main verb, which is in its base form. Now remember, the base form of the verb is the one with no endings. So there's no ing, no ed, no s, and so on. The modal verb always comes before that base verb. So now let's look at some examples where we talk about the present. I think Jackie may be vegetarian, but she might eat eggs. I don't know where John is. He could be in the garage. That dog may be dangerous. That dog might be dangerous. That dog could be dangerous. Perhaps that dog is dangerous. I don't know. We're not sure. Now for negatives. We form the negative by adding not after the modal verb. For example, Sarah's busy at work. She might not be able to come to the party. Or, Sarah's busy at work. She may not be able to come to the party. Now, these two examples using might not and may not, they're both talking about a possible situation in the future, an uncertain future event. Now here's that thing that I told you have to watch out for. I'm going to put could not in the sentence to illustrate this point. Sarah's busy at work. She could not come to the party. Sarah's busy at work. She couldn't come to the party. You're now talking about an impossible situation in the past, not an uncertain situation in the future. So we can't use could in the negative. Could not or couldn't to talk about events in the future that you aren't sure about. So let's play it safe. Let's stick with might not or may not. Now we can contract may not and might not to mayn't and mightn't. For example, she mightn't be able to come to the party. Or, she mayn't be able to come to the party. But it is a little awkward. We usually stick with the uncontracted versions. May not and might not. Now here's that tip I mentioned to help you sound really natural when you're speaking. Now for questions, we can also use may, might, and could. For example, might Sarah come to the party? But it sounds more natural to use the phrase, do you think, at the beginning of the question. For example, do you think Sarah might come to the party? Do you think Sarah might come to the party? So that's, do you think, plus the subject, plus the modal verb, and the main verb. So that's modal verbs of possibility. Remember, we can use may, might, and could interchangeably to talk about uncertain events in the present and future. Watch out, stick with may not and might not for the negative, and use the phrase, do you think, to help you form questions. Now I hope that helps you out with modals of possibility. You can also go to www.organicenglish.club, where you'll find plenty of other resources to help you become more fluent in English. Thank you very much for watching. Now go out and practice your modals of possibility.